Yeah, well, our sound good, man. Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. Lamar from ILW Sports, Chris, Mel, Man Down Sports, man. Another collaboration, man. It's always good to have my brother on the show with us, man. So we got a lot of stuff we got to talk about, man. But it's an all football episode. I mean, we got a little bit of basketball we can talk about, but we'll get to that another day, man. It's too much football to cover, man. We already got a week of preseason under our belt. We got preseason games going on right now.
Mhm.
Justin Fields is doing good, man. So it's gonna be all football, man. But before we even get to the football, I do gotta ask y'all, man. Did y'all see the Montgomery, Alabama?
The
Did y'all see that
Alabama
brawl,
sweet
man?
tea party,
Yeah,
Hey man,
the fade in the water.
yeah,
fade
yeah.
in the water, fade in the water, children
What's
catch
y'all
us
thoughts though, man?
in the
Man, shout out to
water.
black people for sticking together, man.
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel, man. Look what happens when we can come together as a collective. You know what I'm saying? When we work together instead of being individuals and tearing each other apart. Look what good can be done. Man was swinging a chair like he was WWE champion.
Hey, I love it. You right, Chris, but come on, man. We ain't gotta take a moment for violence for us to come together. That's kind of it might be an unpopular opinion from you know what I'm saying, but why we gotta have a violent situation or a situation where to bring us together. That's all.
Very true. Very true. But
That's
as
all.
long as it's not violence against our own,
Hey, I'm with that. I'm with that.
I
You know.
take it.
I don't look at it as it was a violent situation that they brought us together. I look at it as um, I mean, because it wasn't violence that was initiated by the people that work for the docking company and the
No,
people
you're
that
right.
was on the boats. They didn't cause that violence, so for all we know, those are stand up, citizens that that are not criminals or someone of that nature. All the laws was broke. I ain't gonna say law. Well, yeah. All the laws was broke by the initiators um uh of the violence, which was the people that was on the boat who first broke the law by
Doc
uh
being in the way.
not docking. That could have been a mistake though. They docked somewhere where they shouldn't have been, but when they were told to move,
Yeah, that's when it went sideways. Yeah.
they didn't move, and then they tried to approach the guy, like pretty much telling him that we're not gonna move, or why you telling us to move. And then when they didn't like the answer, they end up jumping them 5-6 on 1,
Yeah.
right? And this is after the fact of them committing more crimes before they didn't go report it because the police stopped the report. Them stealing carts and stuff that was they've been terrorizing around that area for a while.
Mm.
Never got charges pressed on them, man. So, and you know how crime is, it escalates. If you're lying at one point, eventually you'll steal. If you're stealing at one point, eventually you'll do something. Assault. Yeah, so it escalated, and they could have stopped this a long time ago. So yeah, to come together to see someone older man getting jumped by 6 people.
Yeah, that's corny, bro. I like on some real. You over there jumping on an old man. Like, what are you trying to prove? Like, he's obviously older than you, so he's not going to be able to physically, do the things that you can. Because there was some younger cats that jumped on him.
Mhm.
So,
And shout out to Scuba Gooden Jr., the 16-year-old man.
Yeah.
The generational gap, but he knew what he had to go do, man. So shout out to him for going help his coworker out, man.
Yeah,
They came up with a lot of nicknames for bro.
yeah. The whole thing was funny. But nonetheless, man, we got football to talk about. Johnny Manziel. I don't know if y'all got a chance. Yeah, of course. Yeah, y'all got a chance to watch his documentary on Netflix, man. But the thing is pretty good, and it's like one of those things, like when Johnny Manziel kind of had this downfall in the NFL, it was easy not to like him. But you got to remember how easy it was to like him when he was in college. We all was doing this. We all wanted him to succeed. We all like the fact that he took down Alabama.
mhm.
We all like the fact that he won the Heisman. So he's a likable guy. The media likes him. Fans like him. And then when you watch this documentary, him being so open and honest, it's one part that makes you kind of want to still root for them and still like them and all that stuff. But then when you think about the privilege that comes with it, like, you know, like when he started telling you how much NCAA rules he broke and got away with, and the lying and all that stuff, when you hear that, you're like, man, how the heck did he get away with all that and still keep his Heisman? And somebody like Reggie Bush,
Man, oh my God, man, you be reading my mind, boy. You be reading my mind, dog. I swear, because that was the first thing I took from that, bro.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play a clip from the documentary, man, and I'm gonna get y'all thoughts on it.
Here we go again.
There may be 2 other questionable autograph signing sessions.
There's growing concern Johnny Manziel may not even be in uniform on that day.
The NCAA had an entire division that was dedicated to finding athletes breaking the rules. That is no joke.
Johnny football could lose part of his eligibility, if not all. Is this the end for Manziel?
But we had already formed an immaculate defense. We talked, and I devised a plan that was brilliant. I started with, how does he get caught? He gets caught because somebody takes a picture during a paid autograph session. You can sign autographs all you want. The part that you have to conceal is money being paid.
You have all this cash, can't go buy a flight. So I remember calling my grandpa one day and asking him, hey, is there any way that I can, give you some cash and then you're able to give me a check so I'm able to put some money into the bank account? And my grandpa's a fucking G. Nate was very okay with being the fall guy. And with that, me and Nate split everything 80-20.
The next step is, how are you going to explain why you are wearing Rolexes and driving new cars and flying in private jets? As a freshman, you weren't allowed to talk to the media, but they were allowed to talk to me. And so the biggest spin still exists today. I invented the narrative that his family was vastly wealthy.
Yeah, he's blessed with family members and have had these opportunities, and I've always been able to do this. We sold a little bit of a dream that my family had more money than they actually did.
What's interesting is here's a kid who doesn't really need a lot of money. He comes from oil money. A kid who came from oil money.
We're not doing anything criminal. We're just not abiding by the NCAA bylaws in which you're not allowed to make money.
Well, Johnny football suspended for half a game. The NCAA says there is no evidence that Manziel took money, but he still violated the rules by signing certain photographs.
They penalized him half a game for failure to prevent the commercialization of his name. And we went right back to signing autographs.
All right, man. So now we got people that's commenting on it, and this guy Eric Crocker, he's a content creator that covers the 49ers, and he said, "I'm watching this Johnny Manziel untold story. I'm confused by something. Manziel is on Netflix with his best friend talking about all the illegal stuff they were doing. What's the difference between the stuff he's doing and keeping his Heisman, and Reggie Bush getting stripped of his?" So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and make y'all comments on what he said, and then the clip you just heard about everything, and you just tell me what y'all think.
Go ahead, Lamar.
Man, it goes to show that the NCAA picks and chooses to punish and to come down hard on. And I mean, Eric got a point. Reggie was stripped of his Heisman for receiving financial benefits. So what's the difference from what Johnny did? He broke just about every NCAA rule that they got in the book, as in getting money. Now, of course, fast forward, they're doing NIL. My thing is why was this even an issue with the NCAA? Because if you saw the Netflix series, well, Texas A&M was making hand over fist money.
They were making a lot of money.
And this is where I stand up with Johnny. He was like, yo, why are these cats making so much money off of what I did and the football team did, but we don't get a dime of it? We don't see none of it. And so he go about it the wrong way, as in trying to, create change? You can debate that, but it brings up a fair point where these cats are literally making so much money for these universities and the NCAA as a whole, and they weren't getting compensated. So that part is where I stick up for Johnny. But man, we can't keep doing this picking and choosing when to punish these players, especially they won a Heisman. Reggie still ain't, as far as I know, Reggie still ain't got his Heisman back.
Of course not. No, he don't.
It's nuts, man. I'm not trying to rehash some stuff up for Johnny, but it needs to be at least a conversation with the NCAA. But like, yo, bro, maybe we should take that Heisman, those wins you got. Maybe we should forfeit them, because I think at one point didn't they forfeit all those victories for USC or something like that?
I don't know if they forfeited the games. I know they definitely stripped him of his Heisman.
I think they did vacate some of them, but I think just recently they might have given them back.
Yeah, I mean, because that was part of the reason why Pete Carroll left, and because they was under investigation for other stuff. They was going through that whole program. So Pete Carroll got up out of there before it got too hot.
Smart man.
yeah. But I'm not even like you said, I'm not mad at Manziel, because he did identify something that was kind of crooked with the NCAA, that they making so much money off these athletes back, and they're not even getting a piece of it. And he brought that money to Texas A&M. Like, he bought all that attention, all that money. Like, that's Johnny Manziel doing all that, man. So why not get a piece of that? So everybody who got these NILs, man, they got people like Johnny Manziel to thank for that. Ed O'Bannon for what he did with PlayStation and name, image, and likeness with that. So those dudes, they need to they need to pay homage to those dudes, man. So Manziel did good on that part, but the double standard on we're not gonna mess with Manziel too much. We're not gonna take his Heisman. We're not gonna vacate it. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying there's a discrepancy with the idea that they taking it from Reggie Bush and not from Manziel. I think neither one of them should have a Heisman strip. But
facts, because we can't unsee it. We saw it.
Exactly.
It's not like the money and the autographs or anything like that made them a better player. That's natural talent. What they did on that field was them. Now, if there would have been some question like steroids or something like that, then you could talk about stripping, but that wasn't the case. That's a
good point.
This was off-field issues, but the Heisman is an on-field award, and what they was doing on the field was the best of that year. Don't strip them for the Heisman because of the stuff that's going on outside of here. Penalize them with fines or penalize them with suspensions. But that Heisman, they worked hard on that field in between them lines every game to get that award. And I guess
it's one way of looking at it, and I agree with that. But I think the way they probably looking at it is the image of the Heisman Trophy and the person who represents it has to represent excellence in all categories. It's almost like if Miss America all of a sudden posed for Playboy. They probably be like, oh yeah, we go strip that Miss America from me. You butt naked on Playboy and Hugh Hefner mansion. Now that's not the image of Miss America.
I think that's happened before too.
I think it has, because I'm probably thinking about a particular instance. So I can't pinpoint on what it is, but yeah, it's kind of the same thing, man. But what else did y'all see on the documentary, man, that stuck out?
Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought he came from oil money too,
bro.
Man, you talk and listen. Hey, Ja Morant need to go hire Nate.
Hey, throw it in a plastic gun. He definitely would have came up with it.
If you only came out of there breaking NCAA violations about money, which is a big thing for them, if you only came out of there with a half game suspension.
Half game, man.
Half a game, bro.
Everybody believe he came for oil money.
That's the everybody. That's the same charge as you getting 2 unsportsmanlike conducts in NCAA. Yeah. You get half a game suspension for that. Yeah. That's wild. And they show Skip Bayless, Colin Cowherd. Everybody was like, he comes from oil money. He comes from oil money.
He don't need the money. He don't need the money. He
doing this for the love of football. He got money.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that nobody investigated. All the money that the NCAA making, Y'all couldn't go investigate his background.
Yeah.
None of that.
It goes to show you, if you can come up with a good enough fabrication and a good lie, the media will eat it up and they'll run the truth. And
because around that same time, the Mantateo thing was going on, and they believed all that, and they was reporting it. It's the equivalent of butt crack sports on Twitter, tweeting all this crazy stuff, and these dudes going on ESPN and reporting it like they got it from daggone a reliable source, man, and it be coming straight from butt crack sports, man. That is the craziest thing in the world to me, man. Can
you believe those two dudes went 1 and 2 in the Heisman that year? And listen to they that's pretty funny. Nah, that's pretty funny for real. But no, it was so good, man. Like, what's up, Dino? What's going on, man? It was so good, and I was still, fresher into the sports at that time, but like it just made sense. He from Texas, you know what I'm saying? Texas, Texas real big on that oil industry and everything like that. Yeah. So it just made sense, and that's why dude said I came up. He was like, I came up with the perfect lie. But how easy is it if you're a reporter or a journalist or anybody in the media that got access to all of this, and investigative tools and techniques, and imagine all that, and you got sources. Imagine how easy it is for you to even find out if that was true or not. Like, his friend offered up that excuse. Oh man, look, he don't even need the money. His parents are wealthy. And it just was like, okay, well, cool, and just ran with it. But it was perfect timing too, because the coach, freshman, couldn't talk to the media, so it wasn't like Johnny could go answer those questions anyway. Yeah. So it was like, okay, well, we know the coach's rules, so we know that this is somebody that speaks for Johnny. He's real close to the family, family friend. He would know. It was perfect. But I mean, the lack of fact checking is crazy. Yeah, it don't make no sense. There was no effort. It was like, oh, oil, Texas, white guy, money. Yeah, but it also,
but to backtrack on the Reggie Bush situation, it also contradicts how the NCAA managed the investigation, because they was all up in Reggie Bush's family. Oh yeah. Where your parents work, what kind of money they make, how they living,
how they get the house. Yeah. How did your mama get that job?
They was all in Reggie Bush's business. Yeah. You just take one lie from a family friend and, all right, yeah, sounds good. Like, it speaks to that contradiction, man. It's crazy.
I had a question though, from watching that. So he left after his sophomore year. When did they change that you couldn't leave until after your junior year?
Well, he was I think he was like 19 as a freshman. So
yeah, he was a 20-year-old sophomore.
Yeah. So is it an age thing for you to declare, or?
Well, it's how many years you removed from playing in high school, and I think that time had lapsed up from him going from transition from high school to college. Because if I'm correct, I think Johnny did redshirt. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that for sure. But it's that time where you got to be at least 3 years removed from high school for you to deem yourself eligible for the draft. In most cases, everybody's a junior by the time you're 3 years removed from high school.
That's crazy, man. He was 20. Like right now, my son graduated. He's 17, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He would be a 17-year-old freshman if he went to school right now. Well, he is going to school, so he is a 17-year-old freshman. That's crazy.
The boy was a finesser. Manziel was a finesser. He finessed the system, man.
Yeah, he did.
I ain't gonna be mad at his finessing tactics. He, Gordon Hayward, so how probably did the wrote his book off of Manziel probably.
it kind of came back to, it kind of caught up with him the NF when he went to the league though.
Yeah, because they said he wasn't watching film. Joe Thomas did an interview, because he just got into the Hall of Fame this weekend. Mm-hmm. And he was doing the interview, and they asked him about it, and he was like, he said, I'm not gonna watch the documentary because I lived it. I was on the Browns when he got there. And he said there would be times here, like, doing OTAs, he was hardly there, and when he did show up, he would disappear before practice was over. Like, he was just in and out. It was just a blur. And of course, everybody said he wasn't watching any film. He wasn't trying to learn anything. He wasn't trying to get better. And they were saying that's probably how he went through high school and college. He was just out there as a natural athlete, just playing football, and he wasn't really doing much else. So yeah, it was destined to fail, and everybody saw it. Even that, and that's why he dropped in the draft. He got picked toward the end of the first round, and probably wasn't gonna get in the first round if Cleveland just didn't. I don't know.
They were desperate.
Yeah, they were desperate, and yeah, they were. I mean, because they just had Brady Quinn, and they had a whole bunch of quarterbacks that just didn't pan out. It was like did they have Couch, Brady Quinn, and some other dude? They had a whole bunch of guys, man.
Hey man, Cleveland went through a whole thing of quarterback situations. So
yeah,
what Joe Thomas said, he done seen 20 different starting quarterbacks in his career.
That's crazy.
20 different quarterbacks and 6 head coaches,
and they was high draft picks too.
Yeah.
They was high draft pick that just was missing.
I also took from that draft part in the documentary how you saw the Cowboys fans. They was like, "Oh man, it's got to be Manziel," and then Zach Martin. Now, fast forward, hindsight 2020, man, they got a Hall of Fame probably guard in Zach Martin, and avoided that wreck of Johnny Manziel. So I know there's been reports that. Jerry Jones he couldn't wait. He was like, man, let me go get Manziel. He had to get talked off the ledge of getting Manziel. So, hey, man, it looked like some things worked out for you, Pimp.
Yeah. So you think somebody talked Jerry off the ledge, or you think Jerry caught the red flags and he had to see some red flags too?
Oh,
that was Jerry Boy though.
No, Jerry saw the red flags. He ignored them because we all know Jerry about getting that paper. And he saw the effect that Johnny Manziel brought on Texas A&M and how they finances changed with him there. So that's what Jerry was looking at. He had to.
What's crazy? He probably would have worked out with the Cowboys. he probably would have came in there and at least been able to, at the very least, give you what Baker Mayfield gave Cleveland. Like he could at least look like a quarterback for 2 or 3 years, man. But it was over real quick in Cleveland. But if he would have went to the Cowboys and they had all that media hype around him, and then he got a little bit of talent around him, and you never know, it could have turned out different. Could have turned out different, man.
I don't know. I think more media hype would have probably made the situation a lot worse.
Possibly.
Because
but he fed off of that though. Well, I mean, he getting
off that in college.
Yeah, it would have been different. He would have been at home. He would have been in Texas.
Exactly. He knows that area. He got friends. It was already bad enough that he was already hanging out with LeBron, Drake. He was hanging out with Floyd Mayweather. He was already doing that, before he even took the NFL snap. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if they still hang out though. Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not, man.
I ain't seen no pictures with him or nobody lately.
Yeah.
And Drake made a song over homie, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I got that. It's actually a pretty decent song too.
All right. Let's get to your former head coach, Lamar. Oh, your former offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy out there with the Washington Commanders, man, and drawing a little bit of attention, almost in a negative light, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll play for you what he said at his press conference when he was asked about him being too intense with his players and some of the players complaining about it. He was asked about that. This what he said.
Hi. Have there been instances where players have, struggled to adapt to your coaching style and have come up to you and had a conversation about it?
So before it even goes anywhere, I make it a point to address the conversation, because one thing, my job is to be very observant. I got to know the people that I'm discussing and working with. So my job is to address. If there's something that they may have an issue with, please, let's discuss this. Here's the reason why I felt a certain way. Here's why I said it. Now, okay, I put it back on the player. And you got to understand, we're in a grown man's business. We're in a grown man's world. My job is to make sure that I'm doing the best possible job of over-communicating clarity. I take a tremendous amount of pride in that. They also know when I'm getting on them, ain't nothing personal. What's personal is that I want us to win. I expect that particular player to be great at all times. I expect the effort to be a standard that's accepted by all of us. So when you're not reaching that, it's my job to address it. So sometimes they may like the highlights and the praise, but sometimes they may not like it. And I'm perfectly fine with that because that's my job. Because if I ain't doing my job, my ass get fired. So it's my job and my responsibility to make sure that I'm getting our guys to do what I expect them to do.
Thoughts?
I don't see nothing wrong.
What? First of all, what does too intense mean at practice?
Soft. People are soft. Crybabies. Wet toilet paper. It's the generation we live in. Everybody want to be coddled and patted on the back for missing 9 straight catches. No. If you messing up, I'm going to tell you messing up. And if you're doing good, I'm not even going to tell you that you're doing good because you're going to come off the gas and you're going to start messing up. Coaches is supposed to make you the best version of yourself. And that's how it's supposed to be in every stage. Maybe not Pee-wee because whatever. But high school, college, pros, the coach is supposed to bring out the best version of you because he needs to put the best version of whatever lineup he can on that field. Because at the end of the day, the job is to win. They brought him over there because they needed somebody to help contribute to winning. This is how you start that. This is how you start a winning culture. I'm not gonna coddle you. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, that's all right. That's all right. Next time, next play. No, I need it on this play. When you get it on this play, show me again. So you can get into this mindset. You can get into this habit that this is the brand of football that I want us to play, and I need you to play. And I can see that you can give me that brand of football. I'm trying to bring that out of you.
Right.
If I gotta cuss at you because you're not getting it, if I gotta yell at you because you're not getting it, that's my job. I'm not here. This is not summer camp. This is football.
This sound like the same approach Mike Singletary had when he got the coaching job at San Francisco. It sounds like that. And what's real interesting is that since Eric Bieniemy has been with the Commanders, this is the most I've heard him talk ever. I don't think I ever heard him talk this much when he was with Big Red in Kansas City. So I don't know if that's a good thing for the Commanders and Ron Rivera, because I've heard Ron Rivera talk way less this year than Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is doing most of the talking, and he's getting most of the questions. Like, he's the most interesting dude there. So at some point, it looked like Ron Rivera gonna be out in Washington, and that might be the head coaching job that Eric Bieniemy get.
The right one's on the wall the moment that they hire Eric Bieniemy.
You think so?
Bro, if anybody go look at the breakdown of that contract that Bieniemy got when he signed over there, he got some kind of almost like guarantees pretty much. That most coordinators, you be like, oh, he got this in his contract. So to me, that was almost the writing on the wall. And you got to add in the fact it's a new management team. Magic Johnson likes putting his name on things that wins.
Yeah.
And Eric Bieniemy, come on, we got it. This dude just left an organization that went to 5 straight AFC championship games, 3 Super Bowl appearances, and 2 rings to show that he was part of something winning. So why would you not take in his coaching? Because like Chris said, it's a culture change. When's the last time y'all heard of Washington doing anything worth of significance on the offensive side?
Robert Griffin.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute. You're talking about changing a losing mentality on that offensive side of the football that it's necessary. If you guys having these goals of saying, hey, man, we're going to compete in the NFC East, it ain't just the Cowboys and the Eagles. You know, we want to be a name in the NFC, in the NFL. You need things like this. You can't just continue to, keep going about the same things that you've been doing because that result has gotten you nothing.
Yeah.
You got to change the whole mentality of it. And I'm with Chris, man. You can't be so stubborn and to take hard coaching and say, oh, man, it's too intense. Nah, man, he's trying to change you the mental part because the physical part is not an issue for these NFL players. Once you make it to the NFL, you at the cream of the crop of playing football in the world. Mm-hmm. You got to add the mental part of saying, all right, I'm going to work harder. I'm going to study harder. I'm going to make sure I put in the work to get out what we desire as in championships and winning success. So I got no issue with it. And for the players, man, there's been a lot of players that came up to Eric Bieniemy's back because Jamal Charles, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, all these, even Patrick Mahomes is saying, hey, man, yeah, he might have ruffled my feathers, but trust the process that he goes about, it works because his coaching style is he's going to give 100% and more in the effort in coaching and trying to draw plays, get you in the right position, reward him by being, being that player that's going to take heed and apply it. Because Eric Bieniemy said something in that clip that you played that resonated the most with me. He said, if I don't get you to do your job, I'm out of my job.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, since you said that, so he obviously is a couple of players is clashing with his coaching style, right? If things don't go well for the Commanders this season, out of the three guys that's in that scenario, the guy or the players that have an issue with it, Eric Bieniemy as a coordinator and Ron Rivera as a head coach, which one do you think the Commanders will be willing to part ways with? That soft player or that player that's complaining, the head coach, or Eric Bieniemy?
Ron.
Eric not going anywhere, so you can take your pick of the other two. But Eric not going anywhere. Is I think Ron probably got the shorter leash because depending on the players, there might be some rookies, there might be some second years.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? It just might be a talent that you're just not ready to come up off of yet. So they'll probably fall into like second in that list of who gets cut. But Ron, the writing been on the wall for him for a minute.
Yeah. He they might have hired his replacement. You never know.
Yeah,
I think they hired his replacement.
Other things like
his replacement is his offensive coordinator.
Change is uncomfortable, but it's good because if you're uncomfortable, that means you were comfortable with the mindset that you was in before, which was losing.
Yeah.
And Eric is trying to break them of that mindset. Like, hey,
and it might work out real good, man, because it's a good pairing where you got Ron Rivera, who's more, I don't know, more of a player coach. So he might not be that huge voice in the locker room or around the field. And Eric Bieniemy seems to be the guy who is the voice. And then you got Ron Rivera, who's a defensive specialist, and you got Eric Bieniemy, who's an offensive guy. So that pairing might actually work well. You never know.
Yeah.
Man.
Eric might save Ron's job if the season go well.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's a factor of this situation. If I'm the head coach, if I'm Ron Rivera, and obviously I don't have reports to back this statement up, but it's just I'm not feeling like he's backing Eric Bieniemy up because my thing is,
that's true.
If you're the head coach, I'd have been like, okay, he's too intense, but is he making you better?
Yeah,
I as a head, especially we've all played ball, whether football, basketball, baseball, whatever. You want your coach to have his coaches back because it's all comes together as a coaching tree where we're trying to get the best out of them. We want the success.
Right.
You got to have your coaches back in that instance because you can't have that division where it's almost I'm about to go tell mom dad being so mean to us. Like that's almost what it feels like.
Hopefully they're doing it on the field and in the locker room and in the facility. Hopefully that message is clear. And hopefully they together on that. And who knows, maybe Eric told Ron, I got it. I feel these questions about this intensity. I answer those questions. And then or maybe it's a little bit of good cop, bad cop. Maybe Eric Bieniemy is so intense that you might need Ron Rivera to be the guy that I can peel him back whenever I need to peel him back. I don't know. But we'll see, man. Hopefully they come out swinging and because that division is, it's the Eagles, and then between the Cowboys and Redskins, well, not Redskins,
Giants.
Cowboys, Commanders, Giants can make a leap as well. So that I wouldn't say that division is wide open. I would say it's going to be very competitive, and there's only one clear cut team that you could fear, and that's the Eagles. But the other three, they all could be fighting for that number 2 spot.
It's essentially the race for the wild card in that division, but
yeah,
it's still a playoff spot. You know what I'm saying? You can't mail it in.
That conference as a whole is wide open. NFC is wide open.
Wide open.
So you can't lax on, hey man, let's just be competitive in our division. If you're an NFC team, you literally probably fear what Philly, San Francisco, and probably the list stops right there.
Yeah.
For me, it stops right there because there's no other teams that have proven that, hey, man, they can possibly take this crown of the NFC and make it to the Super Bowl. So you got an opportunity to at least put your name in that conversation. So,
yeah. Speaking of NFC, man, we doing previews. And every time we start this, every season, we get through about 3 or 4 divisions, and then the season start, and then we just it just turned into we reacting to the games, man. So I'm determined to get through every division before the preseason is over, man. And y'all go help me.
We could do 2 days, man.
Huh?
We go ahead. 2 days.
Oh, we probably could. We could try, but NFC West, man. Let's go into it. But the first question I want to ask, not about the teams. I want to ask about the quarterback situations, because they all somewhat unique. With San Francisco, you got the Brock Purdy, coming off their surgery. That's a major surgery. They named him the starter already, I think. He's number 1 on the depth chart, so he's getting the snaps. But how good is he going to be coming back from that surgery? And then you got Trey Lance looking like he might be, I don't know, the next person labeled a bust. Is he trade bait? And then they just went and got Sam Darnold. So we don't even know. That situation is weird. Kyler Murray don't got no pieces around him no more. Just signed that crazy contract. Lost his number 1 receiver. That thing is crazy. He's coming in looking really out of shape. I don't know what's going on with his beer belly. That's weird. Geno, can he redo what he did last year or better? I'm leaning toward he can do it again. And then how far has Matt Stafford declined? And then with Kupp coming off his injury and his surgery, and then they losing some of their defense. Bobby Wagner's gone and Jalen Ramsey's gone, and I don't know what they're doing at running back. Like, which quarterback situation do you really got concerns about, and which one do you trust the most?
I trust Geno the most. Just because he still ain't writing them back, man. He ain't writing them back, bro. He ain't, and I don't think he's gonna have a step back. I think he's actually gonna get better. I mean, they get Smith and Jigba. That's another piece to add to Lockett and Metcalf. They still got a solid tight end and Noah Fant. So you got Kenneth Walker in the backfield. So I'm looking at that offense. I'm like, hey man, they might mess around and do something. You're just looking for that defense to hold their part. So
Geno we trust.
Yeah, and Geno, I definitely trust Geno. Now, as in the teams that I got concerns about, it's actually just the Rams in general, because I'm not sure about that injury with Matthew Stafford, because he had a elbow situation on his throwing arm too, and they still ain't proved that offensive line. So I think you're going to be stuck in the same situation of Matthew Stafford back there running for his life, getting killed, not getting, the protection that he needs to be, efficient at. And I mean, Kyler Murray, you get what you get with him. You don't know what kind of situation he's going to get. Obviously, he had the injury late in the season last year, so you don't know when he's going to come back and play anyway. But you got Colt McCoy. He's not going to blow your mind and be like, oh my God, he's going to play all world, but he'll do enough to, be competitive. I don't know if they're going to win anything. Now with San Francisco, it's the system, man. Kyle Shanahan has a foolproof system, because he's been dealing with injuries this whole time in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Any quarterback that's ever played quarterback at any type of level, you could probably go in there and have some type of success. Even Josh Johnson was having success before he got the concussion against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. So that's a plug and play little system. The system works. It's field proof. So I'm not necessarily concerned about San Francisco. It's just the Rams and the Cardinals for sure. They're going to bringing up the rear. I think both of those teams are going to have a bad year, honestly.
I agree with the Geno. I'm solid on Seattle. Seattle, they got their guy, and they went and got him help. That offense is going to be something crazy to watch. I'm actually looking forward to, if there was another team to watch, not my Lions, go Lions, it probably would be Seattle, because what they did at the draft was nothing short of OMG, right? Got another weapon on the other side of DK. You can let Tyler run the slants. Smith and Jigba and DK can just go crazy. Then you had Tariq Woolen last year. They went and got another cornerback this year to put him on the other side. That is about to be the another no-fly zone over there in Seattle. It's about to go crazy over there, man. So Geno, he good. And I think the backup is Drew Lock still, maybe.
Yeah.
He's not gonna see no field time except this preseason. So Seattle is good. I will say though, I am worried about the Niners quarterback situation. I'm not worried about the Rams quarterback situation. It's gonna be Matt Stafford until he get hurt, and then it's gonna be Stetson Bennett. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But the Niners quarterback situation, they said Sam Darnold was impressing in camp. He was the most consistent quarterback. You got Brock dealing with the elbow injury. We don't know if he can recapture lightning in the bottle of what he did at the end of last season. And then Trey Lance is still the guy that is, you want him to do well. You want him to be your guy because that's what you spent that draft pick on. But it's really more looking like we're trying to get him back to a point where we can get something in return from him, because the trade is inevitable. Like, I feel like they think that they can run with Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold as a veteran backup, and now you unload, Trey Lance while he's still young, still has something left in the tank to get some either some picks or some more players to help out.
So what's wrong? So what's wrong with that? Why would you be concerned about their situation if it seemed like they got it figured out? They go start Purdy, and so this is what I actually think they're gonna do, because they sent out their early depth chart, and it was Purdy, Lance, Darnold, right? Mm-hmm. But this is what I think will actually happen. I think Lance is just their backup as a change of pace. Like, they're using him like a change of pace running back. You're a wild card. We can come in and if we see some of the defense that's that we could use a little read option, then we'll do that. We can use you like that. But other than that, I think Shanahan has an offense that he likes, and the quarterback that Purdy is and the quarterback that Sam Darnold is runs that offense better than what Trey Lance would do. Trey Lance is a totally different offense. You got to use him you got to use his legs. You got to use his threat to run. You got to use read option. That's totally different. I don't think Shanahan really want to run that, right? He want to get the ball out quick. He want to get it to Debo. He want to get it to CMC. He want to get it to Ayuk, right? And then every now and then he want to go down the field, and then he want to run the football. So I think that's what he want to do. That's going to be better with Purdy or Darnold. Now, let's say Purdy gets hurt. I think Trey Lance will still be the backup. They'll pull the third quarterback off the depth chart, which is Darnold, and they'll start him, and Trey Lance will still be the backup. You get what I'm saying? They want to bring Trey Lance in probably 5 plays a game, right? To run the football. They really go get their money's worth out of him. And if they get desperate and they really have to use him, then cool, he's there. They might, I don't even think they go try to trade him. I think that's just what it is. So he's the de facto backup, but I think they go use Darnold as the backup for real.
Hey, preseason. So Trey Lance, I saw it already. Brock's not going to play in that game tomorrow against the Raiders, and they're going to let Trey get the first reps. Now, preseason, I know a lot of people don't put a lot of stock in it, but for Trey Lance, I think he needs to put all the stock into this.
Oh yeah,
because I'm with Chris. I don't think Trey Lance starts this. He may start the season as a 49er, but that trade deadline coming up in October, late October, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets moved.
What teams you think will make a move on him though?
Whoever got their quarterback injured by that trade deadline.
Hey man, I got a crazy take. I wouldn't be surprised to see Belichick go snatch Trey Lance. Only because
they go pull a plug on Mac that quick.
Bro, Mac ain't it, bro.
It ain't been that quick though, Mel. It's been a couple of years.
Mac ain't it. Because Mac and Trey came out the same draft.
Didn't they have Mac in the rookie of the year conversations when he was a rookie?
Man, they can have them conversations all they want. I know what I see on the field. I know what I see on the field. Have them conversations, cool. What you see?
They ain't exactly doing him no favors either, man. Name the receiver, name the tight end, name the running back.
No, you right. That organization is not doing no favors for Mac Jones. I mean, you saw the debacle last year with the offensive coordinator situation. That didn't help.
Yeah.
They try to address it by bringing Billy O in this year. I don't know if that's going to make that much of a difference. I mean, you still got who you got? Juju Smith. You got Gesicki, Hunter Henry.
Look, they trying to use the Tom Brady blueprint with no Tom Brady. Like you can't say, look, we go save money and bring in these just a team full of glue guys. And then figure it out by playing good offense and good defense with a quarterback that can manage the game. That you ain't got that no more. Nope. You got to go get pieces, talent. Like this is the time when you go and find. I mean, come on, man. Like seriously, like I just don't like what Belichick. He got to change his thought process and go into a new. You know what I mean? It's kind of like with Greg Popovich in San Antonio. Like it's a way that you coach a team and build a team when you got Duncan. And but then there's a way you do it when you don't have Duncan, and he wasn't doing so well with it. He was trying. He went and got DeRozan and he went and got LaMarcus Aldridge, but it was too late. So I don't know, man.
It's weird. Just Mac Jones, man. You get replaced by Bailey Zappi. Like, I don't think. Me personally, I don't think Bill has the faith in Mac Jones. Honestly,
he probably don't.
And so
he probably don't.
He's doing all he can to try to help.
Which is crazy because this is the dude that you embarrassed Cam over. You embarrassed Cam Newton over this dude. Cam Newton was finally about to get a full offseason and learn the playbook for real in New England and have a training camp. You brought this rookie in and said, "Oh man, this rookie outperformed him, and we got to play him." And this is the dude you put Cam on the bench for and ultimately let him go because he didn't want to get the jab. And it just messed his whole reputation in his career up, man. He ain't got a fair shake since, man. And also Shanahan with San Francisco, Mac was his guy. He didn't want Trey Lance. He wanted Mac. That was his guy, man. That's very interesting. But yeah, so you saying Belichick might be somebody that's looking for a quarterback. Who else?
You still got to look at Atlanta. No, Cleveland? What? Come on, Chris.
Nah, not Deshaun.
Somebody behind Deshaun.
Nah. You got to look at Deshaun as in no outside interference no more. All this civil stuff is put away. The suspension is done. He played 6 games last year. Was he rusty? Of course. He ain't played in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Give him a full off season, training camp, preseason. And if you look at the some of the players they got on offense, man, they got Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper. They went and got Elijah Moore from the Jets. And Njoku at tight end is still solid. Donovan Peoples-Jones. So they got a couple pieces that hey man, Deshaun, it's your turn. So I don't see that. I'm actually kind of looking at Atlanta. I'm not 100% sold on Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know where I could see him going?
Chicago. The Colts. No, with Justin Fields, that they said, man.
They are not set. Justin Fields is trash.
Man.
I don't know what tell me what do you help me see what you see.
Turn this camera off.
No, help me see what you see in Justin Fields.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
Is this the Lions in you hating on?
No.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's got to be. It's got to be.
It's a love.
Did Ohio State beat Michigan too? Ohio State beat Michigan, right? With Justin Fields there.
No,
they got him. Now Michigan got a couple of wins last year, but
No, I'm talking about when Justin Fields was in Ohio State. They definitely beat Michigan then, right?
I think Justin Fields probably went 1-1 against Michigan. I know he lost at least one of them.
Yeah,
because Michigan's won the last few matchups. So
Justin Fields is a glorified running back.
So what? What's wrong with it? Ain't that what Jalen Hurts is?
So Jalen Hurts can actually throw the ball.
And Justin Fields can actually throw the ball.
No, he can't.
Oh my God, this is so.
That's all right. That's all right. You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing else. But after this season, we gonna clip this and reserve this, and I want my flowers. After Justin Fields puts up another terrible season.
Chris,
how long? He didn't have a terrible season last year.
Yes, he did.
Chris, be careful about asking for receipts because you talking to the receipt king over there.
Keep this receipt. Keep this receipt laminated, file it.
I do it. I do it for a Louis hat.
Keep this receipt. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about Justin Fields at the end of the season when they sitting on the couch watching everybody else in the playoffs.
Because here's the thing, and I wasn't big on Justin Fields coming out, but in his game that he's been putting on film for the last 2 years, man, he's changed my mind tremendously. The dude
mine too.
Bruh, he can throw all the passes. The fact of the matter is, you look at that, what he's had at offensive line in Chicago is probably as worse as Matthew Stafford's offensive line situation in LA. I mean, little to no protection. So you have to see his running skills because he's running for his life to try to extend plays.
I think he's a winner too.
Yeah. Hey, Justin Fields is going to do wonders in Chicago.
I can't wait. Dano said his arm strength and his placement, he has it, and he said his receivers was dropping passes. And then he said adding DJ Moore and Robert Tonyan is going to elevate his game. And we're going to talk about that because we got to get into fantasy football a little bit, and we're doing the quarterback position before we end the show. But real quick, just to wrap up the NFC West preview. So if I heard y'all correct, y'all got San Francisco winning the division. And y'all don't? Okay, tell me. All right, give me 1 through 4.
Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Arizona.
Now that's interesting. So why Seattle, not San Francisco?
They're the more put together team in my opinion right now.
That's interesting, man.
They got their quarterback. They know what there's no questions. There's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no doubt clouding that position.
There are no question marks.
Yeah, you have and that's really the centerpiece of the team is your quarterback. San Francisco, you could say Brock Purdy is going to be the number one. Tell you the truth, I feel like they don't know who their day one starter is. It could be Brock Purdy, it could be Sam Darnold. But Seattle knows. And I think that they're in training camp. He's working with Smith and Jigba. He already has DK. He's going to learn from DK. The defense is coming into they were crazy last year. They just gotten better. I don't see they'll probably split the season series with San Francisco because it's going to be that good, but they'll win that division. And then San Francisco will probably come in on a wild card.
Jay said San Francisco go win it by 2 games at least. You know, I gotta take a closer look at their schedule, man. But I'm just on the surface, I'm with you. San Francisco or Seattle. I love Pete Carroll, man. The way he was able to, lose Russell Wilson, have faith in Geno, and then turn that team into something, bring the run game back, the defense starting to pick up, and Geno, just had an amazing season, man. And like we said earlier, I think he can duplicate that, or if not better. They added some pieces. They got Wagner back on defense. I love Pete Carroll's coaching. I like his system better than I like San Francisco's system. But this is the thing about Shanahan. He's the type of dude that's like a genius with what he do with his football team, but he's also the type of dude, if it can go wrong, it probably will.
Mm-hmm.
It just, his luck just ain't there. If it can go wrong, it probably will. And that's the same thing he got at his running back position. if something can go wrong with CMC, it probably will. He probably will get hurt. And then we already having injury issues with Purdy, and then you got a controversy at the quarterback position, and then you got the track record with Shanahan just fumbling the bag. I want to pick San Francisco, but man, it's real hard, man. I can see the Seattle thing too, but I'm gonna give it to Lamar, man. How you got it, Lamar?
Well, now I see your hesitation to rock with San Francisco, but still, I mean, the track record has also been there, and the precedent has been set that it don't matter at the quarterback position. So that matters. Then you got to look at just the overall construction of the team. We're still talking about a Super Bowl caliber defense with San Francisco.
Yeah.
Seattle, I think they will be better on defense for sure. You know, they added some pieces. They're gonna make sure that they're gonna be competitive. But if you line these teams up side by side, I'm gonna trust San Francisco's defense more than I'm gonna jump on Seattle's defense. I gotta see it from Seattle's defense first.
Got it. So go 1 through 4.
San Fran, Seattle, and then Rams and Cardinals. For anybody picking Cardinals to finish anywhere
besides fourth
in that division, I don't know what you're looking at. I don't even know if you actually watch or content, or you just don't know what the hell you're talking about. You just got lips and feel like moving them. That's for real.
It's a better chance of the three of us suiting up for the Cardinals than them making it out of fourth place in that division.
Bro, they're gonna be trash, and the fact that Kyler Murray has joined the sports brawl trend, that's bad too, man. Too.
Y'all know what those are, right?
Sports brawl.
No, what are they?
So I mean, yes, it looks terrible because they decide to wear them without shirts, so it just looks like a sports brawl. But it's technology, so it's tracking like movements, it's tracking. Can't remember, but I looked it up because Chet Holmgren had one on, and they were clowning him about it because he had one without a shirt. Yes, it looks like a sport. You can also get like other like
but I don't care what it is. The people that are getting to design it got an agenda, and you just don't put no sports bra on. I don't care. You can. That's the same thing Thugnificant said. He was saying, look, man,
No, that was Gangstalicious. Don't
Gangstalicious, whichever one it was. Gangstalicious. What was he wearing? Skirts or dress or ultra tops? And he was like, nah. He had all these interesting explanations on why I'm wearing this. You know what I mean? Like, it does X, Y, and Z, and it sound good. But you can't tell me you couldn't design it. Like, you got all this technology in it, but you couldn't design it to look like a man can wear it.
Hey, man. Hey, the Brandy Chastain.
I'm just letting y'all know. That I'm just telling y'all what it is. And however y'all feel after that.
And imagine if they came out with bulletproof vests that look just like that. And you'd be like, look, this is the best design we can get. Like, because you can all the police officers were sitting around, they don't know there, and somebody tell them, what that is, right? That's a bulletproof vest, and we just trying to protect the heart, so it's good for the look like a halter top, so nah, man, ain't no explanation for that, man. All right, I'm going. Man, this gonna sound like a hot take, man, but
I see that hesitation.
I like
it. Ain't a hot take, man. Just go with your heart, bro. Tell the truth.
It ain't my heart. It ain't my heart. It ain't my heart. Trust me, it ain't my heart. I'm gonna say Seattle will win that division.
There you go.
I'm gonna say that. So Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Arizona.
We all got the same. Well, he still got San Francisco.
Yeah. Jay said San Francisco will win it. Then Seahawks, and he said Seahawks and Rams gonna be fighting for second.
No, Jay.
What?
No, Jay.
Come on, as you can see, man, I'm a huge Stafford fan. Hell,
they ain't gonna be fighting for second. The gimmick is over. Listen,
they got their win.
It's over.
They sold the house to get the ring. They got it.
Yeah,
and they all should have just ran off into the sunset. McVay should have retired. Aaron Donald should have retired like he wanted to. Stafford got his ring. He don't have nothing else to prove no more, so he should have retired. Only one who still had something left was Cooper Kupp, and he could figure it out. But
Coop staying. I just saw he had a procedure in the off season, and so he's not going to be coming into training camp in preseason.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna tell you what.
He just caught a pass from Stetson Bennett.
Okay.
Yeah, and that pass looked really good. Bennett might be able to get on that field if Matthew Stafford ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing.
You'll never listen.
No, hot take. Stinson will see the field this year.
Stinson will only see the field if and when Matthew Stafford get hurt.
It's going to happen, dog.
If and when.
No. Like I'm saying that's the only way that Stetson.
You know how trash that offensive line is?
Absolutely. And then Matthew Stafford having the back issues, the elbow issues. Yeah, that's why I said if and when. But the if is
been seeing the field.
the if is only applying to injury. Stafford will not get benched for bad performance.
Well, I mean,
I guess he earned it. But Matthew Stafford like to throw some picks, bro. He loves them.
But he likes taking chances.
You don't take chances with pretty much your only weapon is Cooper Kupp and no offensive.
I don't know, man. He had 41 touchdowns to 17 picks when he was taking those chances.
They're gonna have to make Aaron Donald earn his money, and he gotta play a little bit of fullback or running back or something.
They still don't got no running back. Sony Michel retired too.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to put Aaron Donald at running back a little bit. He can do it.
Crazy stat real quick. Sony Michel played for 4 different teams, got 2 rings, and retired. And him and Stetson Bennett was on the same team in college.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett like 25,
26. Stetson is a rookie, and Sony Michel then did he done got a whole career in the NFL, and they was on the same college team.
Wow.
I thought y'all should know that.
All right, moving along, man. While I got all this going outside my door out here, they doing the lawn. I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's loud in the move, man. But hey, let's move to fantasy football, y'all.
Yes, sir.
We go preview most of the skill positions.
I ain't talking fantasy football with you, man, Mr. Gloat, man.
Oh yeah, Mr. 3-time champion.
Listen, you wasn't gonna say nothing until you said something.
I wasn't gonna say something. I forgot, but let me introduce myself. 3-time champion in the Man Down Fantasy League, 2-time champion in the league that my friend run, and 1-time champion in another league, and also 1-time champion of the IOW Pick'em League. Mr. Melvin Wall, we're going to go over some fantasy football, starting with quarterback.
If there's an investigation that needs to be done, it needs to be done into him. I want an investigation ran on Wall, bro.
Hey, Chris, did you hear him, Mr. Melvin Wall?
Yes.
Introducing himself like he got a doctor or something.
Yes. Welcome in, Mr. Melvin Wall, Mr. Fantasy Football, quarterbacks edition. Man down.
You Melvin Football. You Melvin Fantasy.
Yeah, you know what? That actually don't sound too bad. That actually doesn't, because I get this every season. Is a payday. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to
call the NCAA on your ass real quick. Yeah. They can investigate something.
Welcome to the Melvin Wall Invitational, also known as the Man Down Fantasy Football League.
Wow.
Quarterbacks, man. Let's start from number 5. We'll go up to number 1.
Are we doing our takes and don't takes?
I would do that. We'll do that after we do our top 5.
Okay.
Right. Give me your number 5 and why. Let me give you a hint. I'm gonna tell you how Pro Football Focus got it. They got Joe Burrow at number 5. That's interesting. What you think about it?
That's crazy. I would put him more like 3 or 2.
Yep.
Well, are they taking into account that he's gonna be missing the first 4 weeks with that calf strain?
Well, that's the thing, Mel. I don't think he. Okay, so with the calf strain, at first I was initially worried about it because obviously we could talk about the calf strain that happened with KD that ended up turning into an Achilles situation. So that does kind of give me pause for the cause, but the fact that that happened so early in training camp, by the time week 1 gets here, I think Joe's going to be on that field. He's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to miss too much time. But I'm also taking into account of what he did last year with those 3 wide receivers, and there's no way that he should be the 5th quarterback on that team. So I just had who at 5 who I would have. I would actually have Kirk Cousins at 5 with fantasy. I just hear me out.
You muted, Mel.
Now just hear me out for fantasy. Is because I had Kirk Cousins on fantasy team last year, and dude was balling. Like the numbers he was putting up with Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, the receptions that he was getting, KJ Osborne. So you upgrade, you get rid of Thielen, you add Addison from USC, you draft. Hey man, Kirk Cousins could put up some fantasy numbers, man. Believe it or not, dude puts up points, man.
I wouldn't have him top 5 though. That's interesting.
Hell no.
I wouldn't have him top 5 at all.
Put that black down, man. Lamar, put that black down.
I wouldn't have him top 5.
I want to address Jay. Anybody who takes Justin Fields to be their starter in fantasy,
more slander for Justin Fields.
Anybody who he got him in his top 5 fantasy.
Why wouldn't he be in? So that's not
better than Justin Fields.
You can name quarterbacks better than him, but as fantasy football
points, yes, I can.
No, not fantasy. You can't name 10 better than Justin Fields in fantasy. You're not going to get 10 quarterbacks that can give you what Justin can give you on the ground, other than probably Allen and Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
No, Allen and Lamar maybe Hurts. It's only 3 quarterbacks that can do what Justin Fields do on the ground.
Facts.
Right. So he's going to be top 3 at best and top 5 at worst as a runner, as a quarterback. And then as a passer, does he have weapons? He got DJ Moore and Tunyon now. Can he hit those weapons? Yes, he could. So could he be
right there? What Dino says, just off of dual threat abilities, you got to take into account when it comes to fantasy. Because you're talking about, like you were saying, man, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts. Ever since they've been a starter, they produce in the fantasy world because they are able to give you not just what your passing abilities, yardage, and touchdowns is as a quarterback in fantasy, but you can't sleep on the running abilities and the yardage, touchdowns that they're going to give you on the ground as a running threat. That pretty much doubles your chance to score more points. Josh Allen has been a beast at fantasy. I've had him in a couple of times in leagues. Dude, he's going to give you numbers because he has that ability to affect the game in the passing and the running. Jalen Hurts models his game the same way. So does Lamar. When people evaluate quarterbacks as in, hey, is he top 10 quarterback? Okay, you can evaluate that in one wheel. But when we talk about the wheel of fantasy football, those points matter in every aspect that they do, and you get the benefit because they are the quarterback. They touch the ball on every offensive play, so that matters.
Yeah, I agree, and I want to say Justin Fields was a top 6. He was within the top 10 finisher. Let me look it up real quick.
A top 6 running back.
Fantasy. We talking about points.
Yeah. So I'm ready to get my top 5. I would go
okay.
Kirk. I would go Kirk at 5. I would go Justin Fields at 4. I would go Lamar Jackson at 3. I would go Jalen Hurts at 2 and Patrick Mahomes at 1.
Coming from the man that just said that Joe Burrow was a 2 or 3, and he wasn't in that list at all. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Okay, so let me swap out Kirk Cousins. Let me drop him down.
No, just swap out Justin Fields out of the top 5 completely.
All right, so now you bring up a point. So I would go Patrick at 1, Jalen Hurts at. Did I say Jalen Hurts at 2?
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts at 2, Josh Allen 3. No, give me Burrow at 3.
Okay.
Allen at 4.
Okay.
and I'm battling between Justin Fields and Kirk Cousins at 5.
Jesus Christ!
I'm telling you, man.
Why is he in? I don't know why he's in love with just
because I
Kirk
had
Cousins,
man.
man.
I had Kirk on my team last year, and the dude did numbers for me. Because this is what I had at quarterback last year. I had Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins, and Aaron Rodgers didn't do damn thing for me.
Aaron Rodgers didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing for me, bro.
Aaron Rodgers didn't do shit.
Aaron Rodgers didn't do nothing for me. Like week in and week out, I kept having Kirk on the bench because I'm like, oh, it's Aaron Rodgers. Kirk was killing him, man. No, I didn't win because I kept having Aaron Rodgers in my starting position because I was too scared to take him out because I'm like, yo, Aaron Rodgers, he'll get it. He'll throw 4 touchdowns. And then next thing you know, he's being very pedestrian, and I got Kirk on my bench giving me 30 points a week. So this is how the quarterbacks finish in fantasy. It was Mahomes 1, Josh Allen's 2, Jalen Hurts 3, Joe Burrow 4, Geno Smith 5, Justin Fields 6, Kirk Cousins 7, Trevor Lawrence 8, Daniel Jones 9, and Jared Goff 10. See, so my Kirk Cousins ain't too crazy. Look at that finish.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's real interesting. So you saying number 5? Hold on, I didn't see these comments. Look at what Jay talking about. I got him over 1.5 over Pat Mahomes. Who you got over
Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, he said
Josh
Allen and Jackson.
I thought he had Justin Fields. I was like, oh, definitely go drug test him immediately. Drug test him immediately. All right, let's see.
So you sticking with Kirk Cousins at your 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna put Fields at 6.
Chris,
number 5. Number 5, I got Jared Goff. I'll explain that in a second. Number 5, I have Jared Goff. Number 4, I have.
Lord have mercy.
So I'm gonna stay away from the Josh Allen hype. So I'm gonna have Trevor Lawrence number 4. I'm gonna have Joe Burrow number 3. I'm gonna have Patrick Mahomes number 2. And I'm gonna have Jalen Hurts number 1.
You finished solid. You finished solid, man. You kind of started off shaky as a mud dog.
Let me explain, right?
No, I just want an explanation on the Jared Goff at 5.
Jared Goff is about to have an incredible offensive season. He has all the weapons, all the tools, and the connection with him and Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be the same kind of connection that Matthew Stafford had with Cooper Kupp in that Super Bowl year. Watch. That's his number 1, especially with J-Mo not being there for the first 6 games. He already has that connection with Amon-Ra. We saw that last year. Amon-Ra, what's the stat is since I think 2021, there's only one receiver in the league that has more catches than Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that's Justin Jefferson. So Amon-Ra he's going to be a high value target. He's going to be high usage, but you also got Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a 2-type back out of the backfield. So it's a lot of screens, and he can make people miss and extend plays, get the extra yardage. That still ultimately goes to Jared Goff.
He's
right.
Nice. I like it.
Jared Goff has been showing that he's got the precision pass, he's got the deep pass, he's got the accuracy. He's been connecting with all his receivers. And mind you, last year, I think he finished with one of, if not the highest touchdown to interception ratios.
But see, my thing is, Chris, do you know how much of a passer you have to be when you don't offer anything on the ground as a quarterback to be a top 5 finisher? Like your passing got to be on the level of Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Jared Goff is not that dude.
Jared Goff is going to be a 4,200-yard passer this year.
That's very interesting.
Watch. I didn't say he was number 1 or nothing like that, but
you said he was top 5. I don't think he's top 5 at all.
Number 5.
No. I got hurt. I got Hurts at number 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think you're gonna take a little step back.
I don't care about the rest of your take, man.
No, so I mean, this is my thing with Hurts. I mean, they just made a new rule. Where their read option is I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's going to take a little bit away from some of the stuff that Jalen Hurts like to do. So I think he'll take a little bit of a step back.
Why not Lamar though?
I was just about to say, why not Josh Allen?
Well, you haven't heard my whole five though.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. But I think Hurts will take a little bit of a step back. All right. I think he'd be at 5. I got Geno at 4. I got Lamar at 3. Right. Y'all gonna be mad at me. I got Justin Fields at 2, and I got 1-5 at 1.
Ooh, I'm not mad at where you got Justin Fields because I mean I had him about 6. So, but you got him up there at 2. That's woof.
Dino said Mahomes, Lamar, Aaron. Oh, that's I didn't have Aaron in mind.
I can't have Aaron, man.
So it's I understand you, Lamar, because he did have a terrible season last year, right?
He said triple lines too.
The same T-Law that erased a 4 touchdown deficit to beat a team to advance in the playoffs. That T-Law.
Yeah.
No, I understand your reservations, Lamar. That's another reason why I didn't put Aaron in mine as well. But that'd be my bubble watch list. Like new team, new pieces, new coach. He still got his his OC that he won MVP with, so maybe that'll translate over. But it's too new of a variable to be like, all right, yeah, automatically, boom, I'm taking Aaron because Aaron gonna look like MVP Aaron again. No, we gotta see. But like, if you can catch him or you can make a trade for him and he's producing, maybe. But like,
thank you, Jay. Oh, because I was waiting for you to finish and Jay put it up there. This is one thing that I think a lot of people, even Jets fans, are ignoring. They're completely ignoring. That offensive line in the Jets ain't worth a damn. So I mean,
they didn't beef it up. I thought they added some pieces to that.
They added a Band-Aid and tried to stitch that problem. Man, they ain't fixed nothing, man. So that's one.
But it's not like Aaron ain't played with no O-line either, though. So it's just like fitting into an old glove because he ain't never had no O-line in Green Bay and got 4 MVPs out of it.
But he also had people that he can trust on the receiving end of that football.
He still got Lazard and Cobb.
Yeah, he bought them over. I think yeah.
Not to mention he even said that Garrett Wilson is looking like. I mean, he's like there's not going to be another Devontae Adams. But he was
remember Aaron Rodgers picked this situation.
Yeah.
So he must have looked at it and was like, I'm good with it. He picked it. But breakout quarterbacks, you can see from mine that I got Justin Fields as a top 2, finishing at number 2 for fantasy points. So obviously he's my breakout quarterback in fantasy this year. But there was some other ones. I think Jordan Love looked good in his first preseason game. I like the way he's throwing the ball with confidence, so he could be one of them. But other than Justin Fields, who y'all got?
Man, you actually took my minds. I'm actually kind of, I got some optimism with Jordan Love. I'm not saying he's going to tear it up, but I just think that a lot of people are so quick to dismiss him in Green Bay because Aaron's not there. And it's like, nah, man, like Jordan Love seems confident enough in his ability and what they got in the building to at least be competitive.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm not mad at Jordan Love being a breakout at the position. Hey, I think he might be straight.
And they got their receiver they drafted last year, Watson. They can grow with him.
Yep.
So even though they don't have somebody like Devontae Adams, they got Watson who, I think he went through most of his growing pains last year as a rookie. He started looking good at the end of the season. I think he can get out to a good start with Jordan Love, and they got they still got Dillon and Jones in the backfield. Mm-hmm. So they can do something. So I wouldn't be shocked if Jordan Love actually break out and have a good year in fantasy and as far as his yards. I don't think it'll translate to wins, but I think he could be a breakout. Now, as far as the rookies, who Bryce in Carolina or Richardson in Indiana or Indianapolis, do you got any of them breaking out as rookies, or you think it's gonna be a while before they start doing something?
I still gotta see him. I think only one we've seen so far was CJ, which was a terrible showing.
Yeah.
So I think Bryce played tonight, and so does AR. I think they both play tonight.
Now,
right?
well, AR is already playing and he already threw a pick. So
but this is also their first taste of the next level.
Yeah.
So you can't really and then they're not really playing them, more than like 3 or 4 drives.
Yeah, but his pick was bad though. If
it was bad.
It was terrible. Well, one, he was throwing off balance and he just kind of just threw it up there, and the defensive back just was able to just come off the route and just pretty much snatch it and took it the other way. He didn't score a touchdown, but either way, he threw the interception. It was a bad one. Now, CJ Stroud's interception, I even talked about it on my the night show the other day. He just was, locked in on one receiver and didn't even bother to look off the safety, and he got telegraphed. So that's something that you can fix. Now with Anthony Richardson, I can see him being productive. I don't know if it'll be a breakout season, only because his athleticism, you can't try to just bottle that. Like, he's gonna have to use his legs. I mean, he's the size of a defensive end. So
yeah,
you're gonna have
he got some challenges out there with the Colts though.
Yeah,
for sure. I got 2 callers on the line. Dino and Jamie, what's up?
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay, that's what I was waiting for. What's going on?
Hold on, hold on. I ain't do something right. Y'all can't hear them, huh?
Yeah, I can hear him.
I can hear him.
You can?
Yeah.
Say something again.
Yeah, got us.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear, man.
Yeah, okay. All right. What's up?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing today?
What's happening,
man?
What's happening, Danny?
You want to go first, Jay? Or
yeah, I think Bryce Young will break out in fantasy. I don't think the Panthers will do anything, but there's nothing else in Carolina. So, bold statement, he finishes top 12 as a fantasy QB. But I mean, there's nothing else there. So, he'll be kind of a dual threat because he'll be running for his life from day one. Yeah, man. I mean, that's all I got. But the list that I listed 5 to 1. So I had Mahomes 3, Fields 2, Hurts 1. So I didn't know if y'all was confused by that.
Okay, you had Hurts at 1, Fields 2. Woo, Jay, that's
Boy,
that's similar to mine. That's similar to mine. I had Fields 2 as well. I had Fields 2, but I had 1-5 number 1. Ain't no way 1-5 not gonna kill this year, man. I had so I had 1-5, 1 Fields 2. I think I had Lamar 3. I had Hurts number 5, Geno number 4. Yeah, that's how mine.
So here's why 1-5 won't finish first this year. I mean, it's like Brett Veach is saying, "Hey, you do more with less." So I'm gonna give you even less at wide receiver. I'm gonna give you a number 1 wide receiver that can't make it past day 1 in training camp. I'm gonna give you a number 2 wide receiver, MVS, that has never produced forever, and then everybody else will. The rook pretty good, but Scott Moore is undersized. Richie James from the Giants is an average receiver at best, so he won't have 5,000 yards passing again. And he can run, but he's shifty when he runs, so he only does it when necessary. I still think we'll be 13-4, win the Super Bowl, all that. But just fantasy-wise, I don't think Pat will be the number 1 fantasy quarterback.
No, he'll have 5,000 yards.
I think he'll be at number 1.
Go ahead, Dino.
You got to see too. That defense is going to help him out.
What's crazy is I'm saying a fall-off season had him number 3 in fantasy points. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm not saying that he won't be elite. It's just I like what Justin Fields can give you on the ground, and Justin Fields, DJ. I'm calling 13 touchdowns between him and DJ Moore alone.
Mm-hmm. It could happen.
Notwithstanding, he's going to have at least 3 games with 100 yards rushing. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just stand by. If Justin Fields stays healthy, LaCour, you're not going to like this, but the Bears may win your division.
Not happening. Listen, man, you know what, man? I just feel like y'all just love disrespect. I'm gonna start getting disrespectful myself. I'm gonna start saying stupid shit like the Raiders gonna win the AFC West, and
you don't even believe that. You don't even believe that.
And y'all don't believe Chicago gonna win the damn division. So what's the difference? What's the difference?
I do believe that in all of football, that division is going to be the most tightly contested division between all 4 teams from top to bottom.
Nope, it's just going to be between Detroit and Minnesota.
That AFC East? That AFC East?
No, not the AFC East. What's it? The NFC North. I think the NFC North will give you more competitiveness than the AFC East.
Yeah,
we can call it a high take. It's on recording now.
Yeah.
So when it happens at the end of the year, all y'all got to do is say, "Man, how did you see this, Jay?" And I'll explain it then.
It ain't that hot of a take. I think Detroit got some momentum going for them last year, so they might be a step ahead of the Bears. I'd be real shocked if the Bears just cover all that ground and actually pass Detroit. I'll be a little bit shocked, but it's possible. It's very possible.
It's not that much ground. Everybody else is going to play back to the Bears. Everybody else is going to play back. Detroit seems to be doing well, but the worst thing you can do to an average team is give them hope that they'll be the best team ever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So the winning culture isn't there yet.
Yeah.
So when they should take that step ahead, and then coming out the gate against the world champs, I mean that's going to be a momentum buster. But
man, you will be so mad if the Chiefs lose that game.
Look,
you gonna and listen, you might as well if the Lions beat the Chiefs, you might as well block me.
Oh Lord,
I'm going.
See, that's the difference.
No, hell no. Listen,
when the Chiefs beat the Lions, I won't even make a Facebook post about it. I won't even post about it. That's business as usual. That's what we're supposed to do.
Hey, look. Listen, we go end the show with this, and I'm gonna let Dino start this one off. But in fantasy football, who at the quarterback position, who is your absolutely do not draft, stay away from this dude, is not going down at quarterback? Dino.
We saw that QB.
I want to know the dude that's going to trick everyone into thinking that he's going to do something, but this is the guy that you need to stay away from for whatever reason.
Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
You know why I say that? Again, that division. This is a division that Green Bay with defense. Chicago now is in the talks with defense with the additions they made for the offseason. You bring in TJ Edmonds and Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards at your linebacking core. You bring in Yannick Blockway for some pressure on the edge in Chicago. And then Detroit drafting Jack Campbell, who's showing signs he could be real promising at the middle linebacker, almost some shades of Luke Kuechly there. Sam LaPorta, still got Aiden Hutchinson coming off of a big year. So I think it's going to be the defensively sound in that division, right? if you talk about defenses in that division, Minnesota don't have it. And a little bit that they did have, they got rid of. So I think defense is going to complement that division a lot. And since Minnesota is lacking in that area, they're going to go for a lot of big plays that's just not going to be there for them. You don't have the run game to set it up the same way you did with Dalvin Cook. So I just don't see Kirk Cousins having an amazing year, even with the best receiver in the league, right? Even with Justin Jefferson and the addition of Jordan Addison. You got to still set the play action up. And I don't think the run game will be strong enough to do so. So I don't think Kirk Cousins will have a great year how we think he will.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Jefferson too good a receiver for him not to be able to do something. But I see it. I mean, they lose Dalvin Cook and all the other stuff that that's changing around there. I can see him having a step back in a down year, but I think Matt Stafford is going to have a worse season. So that Matt Stafford, for me, people might be tempted to draft him like what they drafted him last year or year before last. And I'm absolutely off the Matt Stafford train. I'm saying don't draft Matt Stafford unless you get him after you already got your starting quarterback, and you can get Matt Stafford like, I don't know, last round of the draft possibly. But I really think he should probably be available as a free agent when the draft is over. Like, I don't think people should draft him. Him and maybe Kyler Murray too.
Oh, you just took my answer, man.
Oh, go ahead, explain
it. I can't touch Kyler Murray because I just think the Arizona Cardinals are just gonna be that terrible as a team. Like, what is he throwing to? Where is he getting offers from anywhere on that team? And we still don't even know when he's going to be actually clear to even start playing. So I'm 100% off of Kyler Murray for real.
Chris,
can I give you two?
You give me one.
Can I give you two? Can I give you 1A and 1B?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's them Florida boys. I'm not touching Baker Mayfield, and I'm not touching Tua.
But I don't think nobody was gonna be tricked into touching Baker Mayfield though.
Listen, man,
I think everybody already know that. So Tua, that might be a better take.
I'm not touching Tua, man, because the moment you sneeze in his direction, protocol. So,
Jay.
Yes, sir. I got two as well.
Okay.
Russell Wilson.
Hey, I don't think he cares as long as Sierra touching him. He don't care if we don't touch him in fantasy. He done got that girl pregnant again. He don't care.
Listen, every time Future say something wrong, he go get Sierra pregnant.
Shit.
And that's the worst flex in the world, man. Because he ain't. But anyway, go ahead. My bad, Jay.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that at all. And number one, stay away from Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm not with that one. I'm not with that one.
I mean, I understand the sentiment, Jay, but I understand it. And I mentioned why earlier.
So what y'all said is he can play his way through a bad offensive line, and I said in the comments, just scroll up to last year. You can see exactly what they looked like.
Hey, he still was a decent fantasy quarterback to have on your roster. Maybe not as your starter. Yeah, he was decent. If your team was good, he wouldn't go kill you.
People are going to draft him third round, second round, something like that. Now the only way you can get him if you can pair him up with the receiver. But outside of that, stay away from that, man. It's not going to relate to the points you think it is.
Yeah. Even with that advice, Jay, I don't think people go take it because he's such a he's like a Kardashian, man. No matter how toxic they get around him, man, you still go grab him. You know what I mean? So it is what you just can't stay away. So if A-Rod is there at
this man called him Aaron Kardashian. This is wild, bro. Call that man Aaron Kardashian.
Yeah, I mean, because look, we all know to stay away from the Kardashian, but if one called you right now, you answer.
I don't know. So I seen what happened to Kanye, bro. I can't do it.
No, yeah, you would.
That man out here walking around barefoot with no eyebrows, dog. Like,
Yeah,
I'll take the call. Depends on how much upfront guarantee money come with it.
Yeah. It did wonders for Ray J. But anyway, I got an appointment to go to, man. I appreciate y'all for jumping on with us, man. We'll catch y'all on the next episode. We'll do NFC East. Y'all want to do? Let's do NFC East next week.
Absolutely.
Or tomorrow. It don't matter. Whatever y'all want to do. We'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.